Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed, thrice and once the hedge pig whined.
Happy ear cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad, that under cold stone, days and nights had 31, sweltered venom sleeping got, boil thou first in the charming pot.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble, fillet of a fish, in the cauldron boil and bake, eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blindworm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, in the cauldron boil and bubble.
Double, double, toil and trouble,
fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maul and gulp, of the rabbit salt sea shark.
Root of?
What?
Root of?
A root of hemlock digged in the dark. Liver of blaspheming Jew, gall of goat and slips of yew, slivered in the moon's eclipse. Nose of Turk and Tartar's lips, finger of a birth-strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab. Make this gruel thick and slab, add thereto a tiger's chaldron, or the ingredients of our cauldron. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good. For scene one, the three witches, I was the second witch.
Say your names just so to make sure everybody knows who you are. This is Chanel.
Oh, I'm Chanel Palacios. Hi, this is Tony, and this is Rachel.
Tony Cofield, I was the third witch.
Oh yeah, I'm Rachel Burns, and I was the first witch.
Okay, you want to comment on why you chose the scene and what the problems were with it and the process of putting it together?
Well, we originally chose to go a different route with Macbeth. We wanted to do a different scene, but then we decided on this one. Thought it'd be a little more playful, trying to be a little spooky with it as well. So.
I really like that the three witches are kind of like three extensions of the same person. Like not one is more powerful than the other. They're just kind of like on equal level and just like the same person in terms of like ugly and creepy and gross.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was an interesting scene. It kind of goes with what Chanel said about like them all being so effectively sort of the same person. And then it had three people in it and a good number of lines for each person. So that was part of it too.
I think that's a lot of the rationale for a lot of the scenes. Comments, responses? Yeah, Sam?
I think like Tony being a guy and you like playing a creepy, weird woman, you did a fantastic job. Also, like knowing you are not, that's not you. I think you did an awesome job and it really like added a lot of character. Like you both did a good job too, but like I thought that Tony did a particularly good job.
Okay. Okay.
I liked all the special effects and the visual cues, like the you know, you're putting together the potion and like the sound and everything. I don't know, I really responded to that. So.
Yeah, just a side note, I was wearing gloves because that stuff is pretty gross.
Wait, what are you wearing?
Gloves.
Oh, how'd you make that sound? Like the
It is an actual liver.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Tony, I did think it was the most demure which I've ever seen with surgical gloves on.
It's true. Other comments?
how and why did you guys decide to use the props and actually sort of go the full route with the cauldron and do all of that full staging? Because I think that was one of the things that really made you guys stand out as a unique scene, even though we have already seen it once, but the two were very different. So.
Well, a lot of the ideas that we came up with came from Charles, but we just kind of, as we went through it numerous times, we kind of just kept, we add things to it each time. It was like, oh, this would be cool if we actually had a real liver. Oh, this would be cool if we, like, you know, had a snake and bashed the snake against the cauldron, which was the trash can. So.
We went through a lot of stuff with like how high to like drop it, and like a lot of the playing with the things before we dropped it in, and effect, and we worked a lot on that.
They had a big challenge in that they had very little light, and they had to choose sort of whether their face would be in the light or their hands would be in the light. And part of the time when they were squishing the wishy stuff, they were really working on keeping their hands in the light. So they had a lot of challenges for non-actors just to stay visible, sort of to find their light, because the flashlights were fixed. Unlike the first witch group, which got to carry their flashlights, so the flashlights moved with them, and everywhere they went, the flashlights went. These guys had flashlights taped inside the cauldron, and so they had to kind of make sure they found their light. Tony had to keep the pot out of his light, for example, so that he could actually be seen while he was dropping that stuff out. So it was a very simple little scene, but there were quite a number of logistical challenges. Yeah.
I mean, when you practice this, do you practice it in the dark, or?
Well, we were here last night and we were practicing in the dark, but for when we finally got the actual light set up, we practiced today during the daytime, which was a little bit interesting.
It was a little bit hard to be really estimating and approximating light, because it took a little while to get all these props together, sufficient number of lights. Okay, other comments, responses? Yeah.
I thought that I did the other witches scene, and so I thought you did a really good job of using the tone to kind of like make sure the language comes across, because I thought that was the most difficult part for us, was the interpretation of the language.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.